In our last segment, we saw the importance of properly measuring the rough opening before ordering your replacement windows. With our measuring complete, it took only 3 to 4 weeks to get our new Woodwright windows. Now let's catch up with professional remodeling contractor and president of the local NARI chapter, Scott Szymanski, who will walk us through the window replacement process.
Well, it looks like Tim's well on his way to removing the first window in a total number of 8 that they're going to replace in this project.
Yes, and obviously the first stage is the demolition. Right now, Tim's removing some of the brick mold on the outside of the window. I think you can see from the inside we've already removed the casing, as well as insulation that tends to be between the window and the framing.
Now, when you're removing the existing casing, if a homeowner had some expensive casing or something with sentimental value or historic value, is it possible to reuse that?
That's a good point. It is. It's somewhat rare, but it does happen. There's times where, particularly an older home, might have a 4-inch casing, might have a back band with it, so it's pretty expensive. And we like to remove that and save it in the event once we put the new window in, we can reuse it. It does happen, so it's always worth trying that.
Sure, and that's a good example of the value of using a professional, because they have the expertise, the tools to do it right, because you only get one chance if you're trying to save that casing to pop it off. You don't want to break it.
Well, and you'd be amazed how many dollars that can actually save. If we can reuse that, obviously we've preserved a resource. There's no painter that has to come in and stain and varnish. And just makes a lot of sense.
Sure. Well, that's some good advice. Okay, so he removed the sash, the inside casing, the brick mold. What will be the next step in the process?
All right, the next step, he will score with his utility knife between the brick mold here and the siding to loosen that joint. And then we come inside, take our Sawzall, cut those fasteners that are actually holding the window into the rough opening.
Okay, and then kind of do any prep work, repair any rot that might be in there, and then it's ready for the install?
Then it's ready. Once we remove the window, we'll have a much better chance to evaluate where there might be rot, if we need to do any structural work before we insert the new window.
Well, let's get out of Tim's way, and we'll catch up a little later in the show and see the installation process.
Sounds great.
While Tim finishes the prep work on this rough opening, let's catch up with window consultant Brett Clark to learn more about utilizing a professional window showroom.
Oh, these are beautiful doors, and that's one of the reasons I love visiting showrooms, is because you get a chance to see the latest, greatest products, whether you're talking about doors or windows.
You bet, Stuart. For instance, here we got a nice example of the Anderson Art Glass, the simulated divided light grill pattern, even the prairie style, which is something new and a really trendy option that people are going with instead of the old colonial style grill pattern.
So is it fair to say that if there's a viewer out there today, a homeowner, thinking they need new windows, wanting to upgrade the appearance of their house, a showroom is a good place to start?
Yes, Stuart. I mean, we got all different options and brand names that they can come in and take a look at. They can actually come in and feel the handles and hardware, see how durable the door is, see the exterior. For instance, here it's a vinyl clad exterior, different color options, different grill profiles, for instance, snap-in interior versus a simulated divided light.
Well, there's certainly a lot more to choosing replacement windows than saying, I need a double hung or I need a casement.
Exactly. I mean, from hardware options to finish options, having a screen insert, the Anderson Art Glass, going with a maple interior instead of the standard pine interior.
So is it possible to, let's say that you just have a set of casement windows and no transom above, is it possible to put this unit in there?
Correct, yes. Your contractor would have to come in and alter the rough opening. Might involve cutting the siding and the drywall, but that is definitely possible.
So again, there sounds like there's communication between the homeowner and the contractor, but also the homeowner and the window professional like yourself. You're really here to assist the homeowner through the process?
Correct, yes. We are here to help them learn how to measure a rough opening, choose the different options, whether they want to go from a double hung to a casement, or if they want to stick with the double hung but get something that's a little more insulated or has a better insulation value than what their existing window has.
Now, is this the new Woodwright window that we're featuring on today's project?
Yes, this is the new Anderson Woodwright series window that they have available now. It's a new window that has custom sizes to help the builder and the consumer to install it properly and you get a better fit. Most window lines do not offer custom sizes.
For replacement units. So what you're saying is, in a replacement situation, if you need a full frame replacement versus just a sash replacement, now you can get it to the custom size. You don't have to alter your rough opening.
Correct, which is cheaper usually for the homeowner. So it's a lot better because then the contractor doesn't have to adjust the opening.
Okay, what are some of the other attributes of this new product?
Well, the nice feature is the window is available in a pine, which is a standard finish. Otherwise, you can upgrade into an oak or maple finish. It is true to a traditional double hung where it has the thicker stiles and rails, so it looks like an older double hung, which a lot of people are trying to maintain the aesthetics of an older home or even a new home. They want that traditional look.
Sure, so it has all the attributes of a custom older window,
Correct.
Yet it has the maintenance-free attributes of today's most advanced products.
Definitely. It does have the maintenance-free exterior. It's a strong, durable vinyl product. It's called Fibrex, and it's maintenance-free. It's something you do not have to paint or maintain other than just cleaning it. The other options, also the tilt feature that you see, it's very easy to tilt the bottom and upper sash. Very easy to tilt, as you can see here.
Oh, that'd be great for when you have to clean it. Now, I see that these grills are on the outside. I think our homeowners actually opted to have them on the inside of the glass.
Correct. There's different options on the grills. You can actually get them where it's a simulated divided light, so it gives a more shadowed appearance, or it looks like it's individual panes of glass. Or you can get in a snap-in interior removable grill, which is a little more economical to the homeowner.
So there are a number of choices out there, whether you're looking at the new Woodwright series or any of the series out here. You can really see the value, or at least I can really see the value of visiting a showroom working with a professional. Do you have any advice or final words for a homeowner in that situation?
Well, the consumer really needs to stop in and talk to a professional. We're here, we've been trained, we're very knowledgeable on all the product, and we have a wide variety of options to show here in the showroom, which really helps out the consumer. And we have literature that they can take home, but we really want them to come in to ask us, because we're the pros. We really know what we're talking about, and it benefits them in the long run, and education equals value.
Well, that's some great advice, and I appreciate you coming on, giving us a quick tour of your new showroom.
Stuart, it's been my pleasure.
Stick around. We'll see the installation process for our replacement double hung window next.
Brunzell Lumber.
Over 60 years.
Products for your home building and remodeling.
Unquestionable quality.
Imagine a long, sweeping staircase.
A beautiful mantel.
Detail only possible by hand.
By highly skilled craftsmen.
From a simple idea to endless possibilities. Custom millwork and design from Brunzell.
Reliability, longevity, and quality.
The cornerstones of Brunzell Lumber.
So far in today's show, we've learned how to properly measure a rough opening and how to best utilize a professional window showroom. Now let's head back out to our project to see the professional installation process with our remodeling contractor, Scott Szymanski.
Well, Scott, it looks like Tim's making some real progress in getting this window prepped for the installation, and of course this is just one of 8 that's going on in this project.
That's right, Stu, and what we like to focus on in the installation process is making sure that no water is going to get into our opening into the building and create some of the problems that we saw in an earlier segment. So to do that, it all starts first of all with the aluminum drip cap that we bent this morning in our shop. This section here that I'm showing goes underneath that course of siding above the window. This then of course sticks out and covers, you see where it bends here, covers that brick mold that we'll be installing.
Oh, because even though there's a soffit above it, if you get a wind-driven rain, that could hit that siding and come down, and this is really going to prevent it from getting behind the window?
Absolutely. It's absolutely critical. We don't want to rely solely on a caulk joint in that circumstance.
Well, you know, one of the most telltale factors that we saw in these windows was the brick mold itself rotting out. Can the homeowners expect that to happen again?
Well, with the particular product that we're using today, Stu, they won't have to worry about this. This is something that's unique in the last few years in our industry. You're seeing more and more plastic composite products.
So this is actually plastic, so would this make it a maintenance-free product?
That is absolutely maintenance-free. We could put this thing and set it in a lake for a year and bring it up and it'll look the same.
Wow, and look at that. I mean, it looks so realistic, just like wood, but you have all the positive properties of the maintenance-free.
That's right. It's the identical profile. It will hold paint outstanding, and it won't be wicking moisture here and causing the rot that we saw.
So anything else Tim has to do to get ready for the installation?
Well, you can see, Stu, the Vicor that we've put, it's a rubberized membrane that it's a self-adhesive. It sticks right to our studs, to that plywood framing. We put it on all sides of the window as well as the bottom. And basically the purpose of that is, over time there may be some water that might want to sneak through that side joint that's caulked. Maybe homeowner didn't stay on top of the maintenance, and we're saying, okay, maybe some water is going to come in. We just don't want it to create the rot situations that we typically see.
So it's almost like an insurance policy for it.
It is. It took maybe 20 minutes to put it in, and really is money well spent.
Okay, so as soon as he's finished with his final prep work, he installs the window. Why don't we catch up with you after that, and we can talk about some more of the issues with replacement windows.
Sounds good.
Well, I always find it amazing just how easy professionals make a project like this look, and Tim was no exception. Now let's finish up today's show with some advice on selecting a competent contractor from Nari of Madison president, Scott Szymanski.
Well, Scott, here's what we started with. Some well-worn windows, about 30 years old and really showing some signs of moisture damage. Here's the end result of the replacement window. Just looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's a big change, as you can see, and we've eliminated the storm window that we used to have. Of course, there will be a full screen in here, which we're not showing at this point. But now this homeowner's got maintenance free, not just with the window, but as well with the casing, truly for decades to come.
Well, what needs to be done to complete the project?
About the last thing that we've got to do is a little bit of caulking between the siding and that brick mold that we spoke of earlier, a little bit of interior casing on the inside, and we're done.
Well, you made it look relatively painless, and I guess homeowners in a similar situation, that's what they're striving for. They want to have a good end result and the process along the way to be enjoyable. Do you have any advice for those consumers on selecting a contractor and getting a good end result like this?
I do, Stu. Our company's a member of Nari of Madison. There's a couple of things a homeowner can do. If you simply visit the Nari website, which is remodelingmadison.org, or give a call, we can offer the client or potential customer a wonderful directory that we've put together that shows by specialty what all of our 200 members do.
Okay, so if someone gives you guys a call, visits the website, requests a directory, they're going to have an opportunity to interview a number of different contractors in specialty areas?
Yeah, I always recommend that. Of course, some folks are better fit with some people, so talking to 2 or 3 people, I think is a great idea. And a directory, as I said, is a great resource to find those names of people to call.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on today's show, walking us through the window replacement process.
My pleasure, Stu.
Well, that takes care of the first window in our project, and I'm confident the rest will go just as smooth. Now here are some key points to help summarize today's show. As your home ages, be sure to inspect its components on a regular basis. Pay especially close attention to your unclad windows, and when the time comes to replace them, be sure to have a professional do the measuring. And to ensure you get the right windows for your situation, begin your search at a professional window showroom. Here you can compare the different models and tap the expertise of a highly trained window professional. And finally, hiring a competent contractor is key in any remodeling project, and a good place to find one is through your local Nari chapter. So visit their website, request a directory, and interview 3 or 4 contractors to find a good fit. Do this, and you should be well on your way to a successful and enjoyable remodeling project.
Well, we're all out of time for this week's show. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you again next time on today's Home Remodeler.